Have you ever wondered how well you're aging? For many, growing older means facing new challenges, but for a rare few, aging is a journey of health, happiness, and peace. Are you one of them? In this video, we're revealing 7 signs that show you're aging well, and you might not even realize it. Habit 1. Walking without support. Have you ever thought about how precious it is to take a step? Not a grand journey. Not a long walk along a beach. Just a single, steady step. For most people in their 70s or 80s, walking without support might seem like an ordinary thing, but those who can still do it are a rare gem. If you're one of them, you're not just lucky, you're remarkable. Walking without support is far more than just moving from one place to another. It is a powerful sign of resilience. It means your legs are strong, your balance is steady, and your body still remembers how to carry you. But why is this so important? Because as we age, our muscles naturally weaken. Our joints become stiffer. Our sense of balance can waver. For millions of older adults, these changes make walking a struggle. And for some, it leads to a loss of independence. A simple walk to the mailbox can become a daunting journey. But if you can still walk without a cane, without a walker, without someone's arm to lean on, that's not just a small achievement. That's a quiet victory. Think about this. Walking requires the coordination of dozens of muscles, the strength of your legs, the flexibility of your joints, and most importantly, the sharpness of your mind. Yes, your mind. Because every step you take isn't just a physical act. It's a message from your brain to your body. Move forward. I once knew a man named Harold. He was 78 years old, a retired carpenter. Every morning, without fail, he would walk down his quiet neighborhood street. His steps were slow, but steady. Neighbors would smile and wave. And Harold, he always waved back. But what they didn't know was that a few years earlier, Harold had suffered a terrible fall. His doctors told him he would likely need a walker. But Harold didn't give up. He started small, standing up without using his hands, taking a few steps inside his living room. Gradually, step by step, he built his strength. Now, at 78, he walks freely. And with each step, he isn't just moving forward. He is proving to himself that age is just a number. Walking without support is freedom. It's independence. It's the difference between watching life from a chair and being a part of it. So if you can still walk without support, if your legs still carry you without a struggle, don't take it for granted. Don't just see it as something you should be able to do. See it for what it truly is. A gift. A gift that many wish they could have. A gift that keeps you connected to the world, to nature, to friends, to yourself. But if walking has become a little more difficult, if you find yourself reaching for a handrail, or feeling unsure of your balance, don't lose hope. You can still build strength. You can still improve your balance. Start small, like Harold. Stand up without using your hands. Take a few steps around your home. Stretch your legs every morning. Your body wants to keep moving. It was designed for it. So cherish your ability to walk without support. Celebrate each step, no matter how small, because that step is proof that you are still here, still strong, still moving forward. Habit 2. Remembering names, dates, and daily tasks. Imagine walking into a room and seeing familiar faces. A neighbor you've known for years, a friend you haven't seen in months. You smile, and without a second thought, you greet them by name. Remembering names. It seems like such a simple thing, doesn't it? But as we grow older, this simple act becomes a treasure. Because memory is more than just recalling facts. It's connection. It's the feeling of recognizing a friend, of sharing a story, of saying, I know you. If you can still remember names, dates, important tasks without needing constant reminders, you are a rare gem. Because in a world where many begin to lose track, you are still sharp. But why is this so special? Because your brain is a muscle, too. And just like any other muscle, it needs to stay active. Every time you recall a name, remember a birthday, or keep track of an appointment, you're not just keeping your mind organized, you're keeping it strong. Many people, as they age, start to lose this ability. They begin to forget small things. A face looks familiar, but the name is just out of reach. They walk into a room but can't remember why. It's not because they aren't trying. It's because the mind, like the body, needs practice. And without that practice, it begins to slow down. But not you. You're different. Because you've kept your mind awake, alert, engaged. Maybe you read daily. Maybe you solve puzzles, or play card games. Maybe you simply talk with friends and family, sharing stories, asking questions. And here's the secret. Every time you use your memory, you strengthen it. I once knew a woman named Martha. She was 81 years old and could remember every birthday of her 6 grandchildren. Not just the dates, but the time of day they were born. She remembered the songs they loved as children, the stories they liked before bed. One day, I asked her, "Martha, how do you remember all of this?" She smiled. "I use it," she said. "I talk to them. I listen. I tell them stories. And when I tell a story, I remember another one." Martha understood something powerful. Memory is not just something you keep. It's something you share. So if you can still remember the names of your friends, if you know the birthdays of your family, if you keep track of your appointments without a dozen reminders, don't take that lightly. Celebrate it, because it means your mind is still alive. It means you are still here, fully present. But if you've noticed that your memory has started to slip, don't lose hope. You can keep it sharp. Start small. Every morning, think of 3 people you care about. Say their names out loud. Think of a memory you shared with them. Read books. Challenge yourself with word games. Tell stories to your family, to your friends, or even to yourself. Your mind is like a library. And every time you open a book, every time you share a story, you keep the pages from gathering dust. Memory is not just about remembering. It's about living. It's about holding on to the people you love, the lessons you've learned, the life you've lived. So if you can still remember names, dates, and daily tasks, you are not just aging. You are thriving. You are a rare gem. Habit 4. Managing your own finances. Imagine sitting down with your checkbook, a laptop, or even a simple notebook. You look at your bills, your savings, your spending. You decide where your money goes, what to save, what to spend, who to help. You are in control. But more than that, you are independent. Because managing your own finances is not just about money. It is about clarity of mind. It is about decision. It is about maintaining your sense of freedom. As people age, this is one of the first areas where they start to lose control. Family members offer to help. Banks become confusing. Online payments feel complicated. Slowly, without realizing it, some people hand over their financial control to others. And once that happens, it rarely comes back. But not you. If you are still paying your own bills, balancing your accounts, and deciding what to do with your savings, you are doing something truly remarkable. You are keeping your independence. You are keeping your dignity. You see, money is not just a number. It is a form of power. It is your ability to make choices. Your ability to decide, this is what I want. This is what I value. When you lose control of your money, you lose more than dollars and cents. You lose a part of your voice. I once knew a woman named Clara. She was 79 years old, sharp as a tack, and fiercely independent. Every month, she would sit at her small kitchen table with a cup of tea and her bills. She would carefully review each one, make notes, balance her checkbook. And even though her children offered to help, she refused. "Mom, you don't have to do this yourself," they would say. But Clara would smile, shake her head, and reply, "I know, but I choose to." What her children didn't understand was that it wasn't just about the money. It was about keeping her mind active. It was about staying connected to her own life. It was about making her own decisions. And it paid off. While others her age struggled with confusion, Clara stayed sharp. She knew exactly what she had. She knew where her money was going. And she never worried about being a burden to anyone. But this isn't just about being able to do math. This is about confidence. It's about resilience. It's about maintaining a sense of control in a world that sometimes tries to take it away. So if you are still managing your own finances, I want you to understand something. You are not just good with money. You are strong. You are wise. You are capable. But if you are finding it difficult, you are not alone. Things like online banking, automated payments, confusing interest rates can make anyone feel overwhelmed. If you need help, ask for it. But do it in a way that lets you stay in control. Maybe you set up a joint account with someone you trust. Maybe you use automatic bill pay for convenience. But still check your accounts regularly. Maybe you work with a financial advisor. But the decisions are always yours. Because money is more than just currency. It is freedom. And when you can still manage it yourself, you are keeping that freedom alive. If you are still reviewing your bills, balancing your budget, deciding how to use your savings, you are not just getting older. You are thriving. Habit 5. Standing up without using your hands. Imagine this. You are sitting comfortably, in your favorite chair. The television is on. Maybe a book is resting on your lap. But then, you decide it's time to get up. You lean forward, plant your feet, and stand. No hands. No pushing off the armrests. Just the strength of your legs, the balance of your body, and the confidence that you can do it. If you are over 70, and you can still stand up from a chair without using your hands, you are not just in good shape. You are exceptional. This simple action, which so many people take for granted, is a powerful test of your body's strength, coordination, and vitality. It's not just about having strong legs. It's about balance, core strength, muscle coordination, and even mental focus. And it is a test that most people over 70 quietly start to fail. One day they use the armrests without thinking. The next, they need a helping hand. And slowly, standing up becomes a struggle, a reminder of weakness instead of strength. But not for you. If you can still stand without using your hands, you are winning a quiet battle that many people lose. Let me tell you about Daniel. Daniel is 76 years old, a retired electrician with a laugh that fills the room. But his pride is in something simple. Every morning, he sits in his living room chair, crosses his arms over his chest, and stands up. No hands. He calls it his morning challenge. Not because it is difficult, but because it is his way of making sure his body is still working with him, not against him. And he is right. This daily test keeps his legs strong, his core active, and his mind focused. You see, standing up without using your hands is more than just a physical act. It is a statement that your body is still strong, a statement that you are still capable. But here is the truth. This ability doesn't just stick around on its own. It is something you have to maintain. Because as we age, muscle strength naturally declines. It is called sarcopenia, and it can rob you of up to 3 to 5% of your muscle mass every decade after 50, and even more after 70. But you can fight back. If you want to keep this ability, if you want to keep standing tall without help, you need to keep those muscles active. Here is how. Make it a daily habit to practice standing up without using your hands. Start with a sturdy chair, one that won't tip over. Cross your arms over your chest, and lean slightly forward. Use your legs, your core, your balance, and stand. If you struggle at first, do not be discouraged. Strength comes with practice. You can also strengthen your legs with simple exercises like seated leg lifts, gentle squats, using a support, if needed, walking, especially on gentle inclines, stretching your calves and thighs to keep them flexible. And do not forget your core. A strong core is what helps you balance, what keeps you stable, what connects your upper and lower body. You do not need to go to a gym to stay strong. Your own living room, your own chair, is your training ground. But remember, this is not just about muscles. It is about independence. Because the moment you can no longer stand on your own, you begin to lose something else. You lose confidence. You lose freedom. So if you are over 70, and can still stand up without using your hands, understand this: you are rare. You are strong. And you are proving every day that your age is just a number. So the next time you rise from your chair without help, smile. Because that simple action is a quiet victory. Habit 6. Reading without straining your eyes. Take a moment and think about this. How often do you pick up a book, a newspaper, or even your phone without thinking twice? You open a page, your eyes move across the lines, and the words come alive in your mind. But if you are in your 70s, 80s, or beyond, and you can still do this without straining, without needing thick magnifying glasses, or special lighting, you are truly blessed. Because, for many, this is one of the first abilities that begins to fade. As we age, our eyes face a quiet battle. The lenses inside them begin to harden, making it harder to focus. The muscles that help us see clearly weaken. The risk of conditions like cataracts, glaucoma, and macular degeneration increases. For some, the world becomes a blur. Words on a page become a puzzle, letters blending together. But not for you. If you can still read easily, your vision is a gift. Let me tell you about Martha. Martha is 81 years old, and every morning she sits by her window with a cup of tea and her favorite mystery novel. No special glasses, no magnifying lens. Just her own eyes, She laughs, she gasps, she follows the twists and turns of the story, fully immersed. And she says that every time she finishes a book, it feels like a small victory. But it is more than just a victory. It is a sign of something rare. Because good vision, at an older age, is not just about luck. It is about health. It means your body is still nourishing those tiny, delicate blood vessels in your eyes. It means your brain is still processing information quickly and clearly. It means you are still connected to the world of words, stories, and knowledge. But here is the truth. If you want to keep this gift, you must protect it. So how do you do that? First, protect your eyes from too much blue light. Our modern world is filled with screens, phones, tablets, televisions, and the blue light they emit can be harsh on aging eyes. If you are reading on a screen, try using a blue light filter, or simply take breaks every 20 minutes. Look away, focus on something far away, and rest your eyes. Second, feed your eyes the right nutrients. Yes, your eyes need nutrition too. Foods like carrots, leafy greens, and fish rich in omega-3 fatty acids can help maintain eye health. And do not forget about hydration. Dry eyes are a common problem for older adults. Make sure you are drinking enough water each day. Third, get regular eye. Even if your vision is clear, your eyes can change without warning. A yearly visit to an eye doctor can catch problems early, before they steal your vision. Finally, keep your brain sharp. Reading is not just about your eyes. It is about your mind. If you can still read and understand a story, follow a complex plot, or learn something new, your brain is still strong. Keep challenging it. Try new books, different genres, even light puzzles, or word games. Because the truth is, your ability to read is not just about your eyes. It is a sign of vitality. A sign that your mind and body are still working together. And if you are in your 70s, 80s, or beyond, and can still lose yourself in a good book, if you can still read your grandchildren a bedtime story, without missing a word, if you can still write a letter, read the news, or enjoy the lyrics of your favorite song, you are not just aging well, you are thriving. So the next time you pick up a book, and your eyes focus easily on the words, smile. Because that simple act is a quiet miracle. Habit 7. Participating in conversations easily. Think about the joy of a simple conversation. A friendly exchange with a neighbor, a phone call with a grandchild, or a deep, meaningful talk with an old friend. If you are in your 70s, 80s, or beyond, and can still engage in conversations easily, without constantly saying what or feeling lost in the middle of a discussion, then you are holding on to something truly precious. Because for many older adults, this is one of the first things that begins to fade. Hearing becomes more difficult. Voices become muffled. Background noise turns into a wall of confusion. And it is not just about hearing. It is about processing. Your brain has to make sense of the words, follow the flow, understand the emotions behind them, and think of a response, all in real time. This is something we take for granted when we are young. But with age, it becomes a challenge. Yet if you can still hear well, if you can still respond quickly, laugh at a joke, or comfort someone with just the right words, you are holding on to a gift that many others lose. Let me tell you about Thomas. Thomas is 85 years old, but you would never know it by talking to him. Every morning, he goes to the local park and strikes up conversations with anyone who is willing to chat. Young people, old people, dog walkers, even the ice cream vendor. He remembers their names. He remembers their stories. He offers advice, he shares jokes, and most importantly, he listens. His hearing is clear, his mind is sharp, and his heart is full. But this is not just luck. Thomas has always taken care of his hearing. He does not blast the television. He protects his ears from loud noises. And he goes for regular hearing checks, making sure any issues are addressed early. Because he knows something that many people forget. Communication is life. Without it, we become isolated. But here is the truth. Hearing is not just about your ears. It is about your brain too. When you hear and understand someone, your brain is processing. It is staying active. It is connecting dots, recognizing voices, understanding tones. If you want to keep this gift, you must protect it. So how do you do that? First, take care of your hearing. Do not ignore any signs of loss. If you notice that you are asking people to repeat themselves, if voices seem muffled, if you cannot follow conversations in noisy places, see a doctor. Hearing aids today are small, effective, and life-changing. They are not a sign of weakness. They are a tool for staying connected. Second, train your brain. Reading, puzzles, crosswords, and even learning a new skill can keep your mind sharp. Because the faster your brain can process information, the easier conversations become. Third, choose your environment. If you struggle in noisy places, find quieter spots to talk. Sit in good lighting so you can read lips, if needed. Do not be afraid to ask someone to speak a little slower. And finally, keep talking. Even if you live alone, make it a point to call someone every day. Join a club, a walking group, or even an online discussion. Because the more you use your voice, the more you strengthen that vital connection between your ears, your brain, and your heart. The ability to hear, to understand, and to connect with others is a treasure. It is a bridge to the world, a shield against loneliness, and a doorway to joy. If you are in your 70s, 80s, or beyond, and can still share a laugh, if you can still offer a kind word, or hear a story that makes you smile, then you are not just living, you are thriving. Never take that for granted. Because your voice, your words, and your ability to listen, these are not just signs of life. They are signs of a life well lived. Habit 8. Maintaining a positive, curious attitude. Imagine waking up each morning with a sense of wonder. Even at 70, 80, or beyond, you still find joy in small things. You still ask questions. You still want to learn. You still look at the world with curious eyes. If that describes you, then you possess a treasure that many lose with age. Because here's the truth. Age may change your body, but your mindset is yours to control. Unfortunately, for too many people, the years bring not just wrinkles on their skin, but a hardness in their heart. They become closed off, bitter, uninterested. The world around them seems like a dull, gray place. Every day feels the same. They stop asking why, and instead start saying, I already know. But you, if you are still curious, if you still get excited about learning a new skill, if you still find joy in a fresh book, a new recipe, a different route for your morning walk, then you are not just alive, you are alive in the truest sense. Take Marie, for example. Marie is 82, but if you spent 5 minutes with her, you would never guess her age. Her eyes light up when she talks. She asks questions, she listens, she laughs easily. Last year, she signed up for an online art class. She had never painted before, but she thought, why not? Her first few paintings were simple, a bit clumsy, but she loved it. And so, she kept going. Her walls are now filled with beautiful, colorful canvases. Each one a reminder that her spirit is still young. Marie knows something that many people forget. Curiosity is not just a personality trait. It is a survival skill. It keeps your brain active. It makes every day an adventure. It helps you connect with others, because curious people always have something to talk about. And most importantly, it keeps you hopeful, because a curious mind is always reaching forward, always imagining, always creating. If you are still curious, protect that spark. How do you do that? First, stay open. Refuse to say, I'm too old for that. Instead, say, I wonder what that's like. Second, learn something new every day. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's a new word, a recipe, a song, or a bit of history. But let your mind be a constant explorer. Third, surround yourself with other curious people. People who are excited about life, who ask questions, who love to learn. Their energy will inspire you. And fourth, make time for creativity. Paint, write, dance, sing. Even if you think you're not good at it. Because creativity is how curiosity comes to life. But there is one more thing. Curiosity must be balanced with gratitude. It is wonderful to want to explore, to learn, to experience. But it is just as important to pause and appreciate what you already know, what you already have. So, as you wake up each morning, let your heart be a little like a child's. Open, joyful, ready to be amazed. And as you close your eyes each night, let your heart be like a wise elder, grateful, peaceful, content. Because the true secret of youth is not in your muscles, or your eyesight, or even your memory. It is in your spirit. If you can keep that spirit curious, playful, and open, then you are not just growing older. You are growing richer. And those who can maintain this spirit in their 70s, 80s, or beyond, they are not just rare. They are truly extraordinary. So here you are. You've just walked through 8 powerful signs of true vitality after 70, 80, or beyond. And maybe you've recognized yourself in some of them. Maybe you've seen your own strength, your own spirit. If so, I want you to take a moment and feel proud. Because you are not just aging, you are thriving. But if some of these habits feel a little out of reach right now, that's okay. Remember, it's never too late. Maybe you can start today with just one small step. A short walk around your garden, a phone call to an old friend, a few minutes of quiet reflection. Because the truth is, a rich, fulfilling life doesn't just happen. It is built, brick by brick, moment by moment, choice by choice. So whether you are in your 70s, your 80s, or even your 90s, there is still time. Time to grow. Time to laugh. Time to learn. Time to love. Never let anyone tell you that it's too late to be strong. Too late to be curious. Too late to be alive. And remember, the real measure of age is not in years. It is in joy. It is in connection. It is in the quiet courage of a spirit that refuses to fade. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you found value in this, please like this video and subscribe for more. Share this with someone who might need a reminder of just how vibrant life can be. Because life is not just about counting the days. It's about making the days count.